The Royal Rumble pay-per-view is only a few days away and it's taking place this Saturday, and with that, we have the two more important matches on the card. Those being the Royal Rumble matches, where the winners of each match will go on to the show of shows in April, WrestleMania, and challenge for a World Championship in the event of WrestleMania. So with that said, we've got to delve into a match that will surely open the show, being as you do have two Royal Rumble matches on the premium live event. So let's get into at least my top 5 contenders to win the 2023 Women's Royal Rumble match this year. And of course, we have to start off with number 5. Number 5 being the former SmackDown Women's Champion. As a matter of fact, we haven't seen her since she lost the SmackDown to a returning Charlotte Flair. Of course, I'm talking about Rowdy Ronda Rousey. And the reason I'm putting her so low on this list, the reason she's even on this list at all, is because of her name value, her market value. She is the baddest woman on the planet. She is a top contender no matter what. To be honest, I don't think she even needs to win the Rumble match to challenge for a title at WrestleMania. She can do that just by being the baddest woman on the planet. But, you know how WWE is. They like to give these type of accolades, these types of wins to superstars that already have a lot of them, just to keep continuing to build up their resume, to build up their accomplishments. So why not be able to give it to Ronda Rousey in this case? And the reason I don't think that Ronda's going to win this Rumble match is simple. She already had a program with Charlotte Flair. I don't believe anybody would want to watch her face off against Charlotte Flair again at WrestleMania, just like we did last year. And Ronda Rousey versus Bianca Belair at WrestleMania doesn't really seem as on that fact. Again, this is just my consideration, and I am taking into account that for at least for the purpose of this video, the champions that we currently have, which are Charlotte on SmackDown and Bianca Belair on Raw, will remain until WrestleMania. We don't know that for sure, but that's, for the purpose of this video, that's what's going to go down. Now, number 4, I have the man herself, Becky Lynch. And the reason, again, it's pretty much a similar reason to Ronda Rousey. I just consider her more of a fan favorite to win this match, slightly above Ronda Rousey in this case. But again, the championship matches that she could have at WrestleMania do not sound appealing at all, because they are some matches that we have had many times in the past. We've had Bianca and Becky Lynch last year again. So that Raw Championship match, that Raw Championship rematch, I think it's out of the question. We also have Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair. I don't think that's going to go down again. We saw that in 2018. We saw that in 2019. I don't think they have to revisit that. And especially considering Charlotte Flair is now Becky Lynch is just on this list at number 4 for the simple reason that she is the man, and she does pretty much need to be in a prominent spot on the main WrestleMania card. But hell, we don't just need to have just 2 women's matches at WrestleMania. We could have many more on the show of shows. Now here's where it gets good, because my top 3 list of contenders for the Women's Rumble match are the women that I actually consider have a legit chance to main event and challenge for a world championship at WrestleMania. At number 3, we have the Empress of Tomorrow. We have Asuka, who in the past couple of years has been relegated, yes, relegated to being a comedy act. A very good one, a very entertaining one, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I believe it's time we get that Asuka who is a killer in the ring. That Asuka we had at NXT with that same aura. We obviously can't replicate it to that point anymore, but Asuka is pretty much pound for pound in ring one of the best superstars on WWE's roster, bar none, including the men. That's how good Asuka is. And Asuka versus Bianca Belair, maybe a rematch of Asuka versus Charlotte Flair. We saw it back in 2018. Does Asuka avenge her loss, her streak loss to Charlotte Flair at the Show of Shows, this time at WrestleMania once again? Or do we see Bianca Belair finally get that challenge, that in-ring 100% full throttle challenge that she might need on the grandest stage of them all? But again, Asuka at number 3, I wouldn't mind if she won the entire show. Now, my top 2 picks are all depending on the champions going into WrestleMania and those champions remaining as champions heading into WrestleMania. At number 2, we have the current mommy of Monday Night Raw, Rhea Ripley. And to be honest, I think she has a legit chance of entering the men's Rumble match as well this year. So who knows, that might be a surprise. But the fact of the matter is, the way they have built her character around Dominic, around the Judgment Day, and around herself, around her ferocity, her brute strength as a woman, what she did to Beth Phoenix just a few months ago. And I think that's why I put her at number 2, because I believe that Rhea Ripley might have a chance to face off against Beth Phoenix at WrestleMania in a one-on-one singles match, grudge match that everyone and their grandmother would want to see. I can assure you that. But a close second and a very, very high possibility is that Rhea Ripley finally wins the Rumble match, and we get a classic NXT feud, NXT rivalry, and possibly the defining rivalry of today's era of women's wrestlers when it comes to WWE, between Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley for the Raw Women's Championship. And you damn well know Rhea Ripley has earned it. Rhea Ripley does deserve it, but we have to get to that point. So I'll put Rhea Ripley at number 2, and number 1 is a character that has evolved so much that now, even though she is no longer SmackDown Women's Champion, even though she has been SmackDown Women's Champion, the way she's been booked, the way her character has been portrayed on WWE TV as of late, leads me to believe that Liv Morgan might outdo herself, might do the unthinkable, might enter the Women's Rumble match at number 1, might outlast 29 other women this Saturday to win the Rumble match and get the match that she has always wanted. The match that she envisioned for herself 2-3 years ago when she lost to Charlotte Flair. I believe she lost twice to Charlotte Flair on SmackDown, and she told her, "I'll be back." Well, now it's time that she's back, and now it's also an opportunity to elevate her in a major way. You have Liv Morgan beat Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Not only that, but she won the Women's Royal Rumble match starting at number 1 or number 2. She ran the entire gauntlet, and now she is a full 100% threat in the women's division, unlike the way she was back last year when she cashed in her Money in the Bank briefcase. That seemed more like a fluke. If she wins the Rumble match and she heads on to WrestleMania and beats Charlotte Flair in the main event for the SmackDown Women's Championship, I believe Liv Morgan and Liv Morgan's character and career can have a long tenure when it comes to WWE, and I think it's time WWE built up Charlotte, Sasha Banks, who no longer is a part of the company, Bayley, did I mention Bayley? Instead of relying on just those women, Ronda Rousey as well, just elevate newer talent. Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, many, many more to come. That's what WWE should be focused on. But again, those are my top 5 picks to win the Women's Rumble match. I didn't include maybe a possible Beth Phoenix return. Maybe she wins the Rumble match herself. I don't know. Maybe you think that might happen. If you do, leave your thoughts, comments, and predictions, as well as your top contenders to win the Rumble's match this year on the comment section below. I've been Alexis Carrillo. we're just a few days away from the official start of the road to WrestleMania, so looking forward to that, and I'll see you next time.